All right, team, are you ready for this week's episode of It Takes Grit? Welcome back, everybody, with your host, me, Rebecca Louise. All right, today we are talking all things building entrepreneur courage. Woo, taking the leap. All right, so people get like a bit of a misunderstanding of like what it's like to be an entrepreneur. Right? And I want to kind of like debunk some of those myths today. And I also want to set you up for success so that you know what to expect. Because a lot of times, we think like, oh, I would love to be an entrepreneur. I'd love to work for myself. I don't want a boss anymore. Like, have a think right now. Would you like not like a boss anymore? Would you like to be able to travel whenever you want to travel? Would you be able like to just work whenever you want to work? Would you like to just, have the freedom and the flexibility and earn what you're worth and earn what you want? Everybody is going to pretty much put their hand up, right? Everybody wants to have freedom. Everybody wants to have flexibility. Everybody wants to be able to go to any wedding they want, wants to go to any birthday party, wants to be able to pick their kid up from school, be able to drop them off at some certain activity. Every single person wants that. However, it's hard. I'm going to be real frank with you. Being an entrepreneur is really, really hard. The benefits, though, are amazing. The growth, what you get on the other side is amazing. But I want to just kind of help you overcome the fear of the common myths, right? Of starting your own business. Because a lot of times people feel like, well, if I start my own business, what if I fail? That's probably one of the biggest common myths, right? Okay, I'm really excited. I want to start my own business, but what if I fail? Great! You are going to fail over and over and over again. It doesn't matter what kind of business that you start, you are going to have failures. You can't tell me that at the job that you work right now that you've never failed at something at work. You have. You've made mistakes. You've made poor choices. And it's the same thing when it comes to being an entrepreneur and building your own business. So if you're like, oh, well, I'm just too scared, I'm going to fail. Yeah, you're going to fail loads of times. No entrepreneur, no successful person has just started a business and then there's just been no problems and it's just been like absolutely rainbows and butterflies and unicorns. No. Write this down. You're going to fail a shit ton. You're going to fail so much. You're going to learn so much. You're going to mess up. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to make errors. And you'll look back and you'll be like, why didn't I do it this way? Well, because you had to learn it. You had to learn even after, over a decade of being an entrepreneur and launching multiple different businesses and things going on, there are things that I was like, no, I'm never going to do that again. That didn't work. No problem. Like this really did work. And so I'm still figuring it out. I'm still learning how to be better. I'm still failing at things. I'm still starting new things and I'm still, not new things, but I'm still starting new ways of doing my business. And some of them work really well and some of them are like, no, absolutely not. That did not work. Doesn't mean to say that you failed. It just means to say that you grew and you are getting closer towards the goal. You're getting closer towards the goal that you want. So thinking that when you first start a business that all of a sudden everybody's going to come to you. This is the other myth, right? Oh, you just sign up. Right? You just sign a lease or you sign a member pack or you start a new business and it's like, okay, I've done it. Now what? People think that is starting the business. It's not. That's the easy work. Anybody can just sign up, to start a business, right? Some businesses are $100. Some of them you've got a franchise fee of $250,000, right? If you want to open some of these franchises, you've got to come up with that money first, which is why those people are typically more successful because they had to do the work to make the $250,000. Sometimes when the entry level is so low, people go, well, yeah, of course I can sign up for $100 for that. Great. Then they sign up and they're like, oh, now I've got to actually do some work? Yes. The signing up part is the easy bit. So I want you to understand that number one, Yes, you're going to fail so many times, right? That's one from myth. Oh my gosh, well, what if I start my own business, I'm going to fail? Brilliant. I want you to fail loads. I want you to fail more in the first month, less in the second month, and a little bit less in the third month. I don't want you to just like fail a few times in the first month. Fail loads in the first month so that you learn quicker, okay? Fail lots. Number 2 is when you get started, don't expect anybody to want to do your business. Don't expect anybody to want to be your customer. Don't expect anybody to just rush over because all of a sudden you've signed something that says that you're now a business owner and all of a sudden people want results. No, especially what I don't understand half the time is people are like, well, yeah, nobody wants it. How many people have you shared it with? Have you posted it on social media? Have you told your friends and family? Have you mentioned it to the school that you work at? No. So how do you expect just by signing something to say that you're now a business owner does not mean that you are doing the business. That means that you signed a piece of paper. The work happens, the results happen when you put in the hours. And at the beginning, it's going to suck. You are going to be really shit. You're going to be useless. You're going to be crap. You're going to think like, oh my gosh, can I even do this? I'm so terrible at this. Brilliant. You're not meant to be good. You're just learning. But you're going to learn by doing. We plan, we do, we review. But if you never plan and you never do, we won't have shit to review. If you're going to someone, oh, my business isn't growing, or I don't know how to get started this, or I don't, it's not working, bring your numbers. Bring your numbers to someone and say, hey, this is what I've done. I've reached out to all of these people. These are the conversations. But if you haven't even got that, that's why it's not working. So I don't want you to think like you open up this business and then all of a sudden like people just like swarm to you like bees on a hive. It doesn't matter what business that you open, by the way. It is grueling. It is hard. It's hard at the beginning, right? It's like, oh, you're just trying to get something like up off the ground and you're digging and you're digging and you're digging and you're trying to dig for those diamonds and you just got stones and stones and stones and stones. But that's what's going to happen at the beginning. It's going to be tough. But you got to find that inner grit. You got to find that toughness inside of you that's like, you know what? I'm not going to quit. I'm just learning. So how do you overcome the fear? The common fear of myths of sharing your own business? Know you're going to fail. Know that people aren't going to come to you. And know that you're going to get people telling you no. What? I know, it's crazy, right? People tell me no all the time. I'm like, why would you tell me no? Why would you say no to this? I mean, I got great results. I got a great lifestyle. I don't understand why they say no. It's got nothing to do with me. It's got nothing to do with you. It's got to do with them because they are not finding themselves being able to do it for them. So it's got nothing to do with you personally. It's people's fear, it's people's self-doubt, and our job, right, as an entrepreneur, when we get a customer, is to help them realize that it's possible for them and to keep encouraging them and to keep telling them amazing job and you've got this and keep on going and I'm proud of you, right? That's what we really want to focus on. So look, when you first get started, you're going to fail. I want you to fail so many times. Fail more. Number 2, know that when you do open a business, everybody's not going to come to you. In fact, you have to go out there and get the customers. And number 3, people are going to say no. And it's not a no for forever. I remember my brother. When I first got started in this business in 2013, and I got my mum started and I helped her lose 42 pounds, and my brother wasn't interested at the beginning. No problem. Even though it helped my mum lose 42 pounds and I'm making money. I was making good money. He got started. And you know what? He got some negativity from his friends. And he quit. And 3 years later, he came back because he wanted to make $300. And he made $170 in that first month. And then he was like, okay, I believe that this works. I can do this. And now, I mean, you go see him online. He is crushing it. He was in the top 3 in North America for his position in April of 2024. The top 3 in North America in our company. A guy that did not get started when I started. That quit and came back and then built the business and now is top 3. So look, don't worry if somebody says no to you. You keep going. You don't quit on your dreams because somebody said no to you. I mean, my gosh. When you were a kid and your parents said no because you wanted ice cream, how many times did you ask for it? How many times did you say, but what about this? If I do this, you were a really good salesperson when you were a kid because you knew how to get sweets. You knew how to get ice cream. You knew how to talk to your parents to be able to get what you wanted. So when you say, I'm just not very good at sales, bullshit. When you were a kid, you could definitely get what you wanted. So you do know how to sell. You do know how to get what you want. You do know how to not take no for an answer. And you do know how to be persistent. But, as we get older, we get a little bit more fearful. We can worry a bit more about what people think. But what if you just started to act like a child? A child that just didn't care, that was like, you know what? I'm not going to burn any relationships. No problem. No problem, brother. I'm going to go find somebody else, right? And look, everything is in the right timing. So those are some of the things that you really want to focus on when you are starting a brand new business and you're ready to take that leap, but you're just a bit scared. You don't have that courage. I want to set you up for success so you know what to expect. It's not going to be easy. So let's talk about some practice steps to transition from an idea into action. Lots of people have ideas. Not many people take action on them. And a lot of people feel like you have to be perfect to take action. But what do I tell you all the time? You plan it, you do it, and then you review it. Even with my fitness app, my first app that came out cost me $10,000, right? $10,000. It was pretty good. It was nice, right? But it was kind of basic graphics. It didn't really look that good. And so I got feedback from people. I find out like, what did you like, what you didn't like. Then we got a new app. What did you like, what you didn't like? Didn't like the fact that it wasn't working all the time. That's a big no-no, right? Okay, great. We're going to create another new app. And every single time you can attest that the app has got better and better. It looks better. It looks cleaner. The colors are better. The functionality is better. Everything is better. But it didn't start off like that. In fact, it started off my membership, my monthly challenges started off as a website where everybody had the same password. And nobody even knew that they had the same password. Why? Because I didn't actually know how to set up separate accounts for everybody. So you would get an email that said, here's your unique password. I didn't know. But did you think that stopped me from delivering a program that I knew could help people? Did I have everything figured out? No, I planned it, I did it, I reviewed it, and it got better over time. But you're getting so, like, this idea that I have, for me to execute it, has to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect. It isn't, because you don't know what needs to change because you haven't had the feedback from the people. So how is it even possible to be perfect when you need to do something and then you get feedback afterwards of what they liked, what they didn't like, what you can improve, what you can add, what you can take out? Then you're going to get a better result. So if you have you want to go from a transition from this idea to taking action, whatever idea you have, you need to start doing it. The quicker that you start, the quicker you're going to figure out what needs to improve. And you can never improve something that isn't there. I mean, think about that. Actually, if you just think about it for a moment, it sounds absolutely ridiculous. It sounds ridiculous when you think about it, right? It does. It sounds absolutely bonkers. How can you have this idea and how can you make it better if you haven't even done it yet? It's just an idea. The only thing that's going to make your idea better is by taking the action. So how you get out of your head and you say, I'm just going to do it, is because if you know that it's going to add value to people's lives, if you know that you can make a difference, why are you waiting? Why are you hanging out on the sidelines? Why are you spending time doubting yourself? When if you're so like, I want to help people, I want to change people's lives, I want to make a difference, let that be your fuel. And look, when you start something for the first time, people don't really know what it's supposed to be. They don't know what to expect. It's brand new. They don't even know if anything goes wrong. But we gotta have a mindset of, I have to start to make it better. I have to start to help other people, because if you don't, you're gonna get stuck exactly where you are. Okay, let's talk about like risk assessment in making bold moves. When it comes to like risk, I mean, what I do especially, there is no risk. You want to put $100,000 into a real estate deal, there's some risk. It's $100,000. But you're getting started with a business where you can do it for less than $100. There's no risk. You're going to get trained. You're going to get educated. And as long as you're willing to do the work, you're hungry, and you're coachable, great. Give it a go. Get started. Where's the risk? You're going to get amazing results. You're going to have more energy. You're going to feel better. You're going to be part of a proximity of community of people feeling absolutely amazing. And you're going to get incredible business results too if you decide that that's something that you want to do as well. So really focus on, hey, what's the risk assessment here? What have I got to lose? Some weight? Like some body fat? My negative thoughts? My negative energy? My lack of sleep? What have you got to lose? You've got everything to gain. But we get into our heads thinking like, this isn't possible for me. Well, we've shown that it is possible for millions of people all over the world. I love working with hungry, driven, fired up, coachable individuals. They're like my running buddies. I love it. Okay? I love working too with people that have a little bit of self-doubt and fear, and I'm able to really help them overcome that. I remember my girl Megan. She's a rock star in California. Some of you guys know her. She's a trainer on the app. She came to me and I met her at the fit camp. And I just remember thinking like, I just love her energy. And I said to her, you need to come down and, meet me in my office. And she got an Uber the week after and she drove an hour in the Uber to come and meet me one way. And I said, hey, do you want to link arms with me and change the world? She's like, yes, I'm in. And that day she got started. She booked her flight to come to an event that was the biggest event of the year. And she was so coachable. And we got to the event and she wasn't at the party. I'm like, hey, Megan, where are you? And she wasn't at the party because in her mind, she thought like that she shouldn't be at the party. That was a negative thing. I'm like, no, the party's a part of it. Get your butt here right now. And so I had to encourage her. She'd already done the hard work. She got herself to the event. She was following the plan. Now she's up 25 pounds of lean muscle. She's making incredible income. And even there was that moment where she was like, oh, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to go to the party. Well, no problem. You're going to have those doubts. You're going to have those moments. But guess what? Now she's the first person at the party. She's making sure that everybody is dressed up at the party. She's bringing her whole team to the party and she understands it. So there's going to be moments too where you're like, oh my gosh, like Megan, like she never used to want to go to the party. That very first one, she didn't go. Yeah. You have no idea what's going on in everybody else's lives. You have no idea how people got started. You look at people on social media and you're like, you have it all together. No, when I first started this 11 years ago, I knew nothing about nutrition. I knew nothing about business, but I was willing to do the work. I was hungry and I was coachable. And those three things really helped me go, you know what? What is the risk here? What is the risk? There's no risk. The risk is not doing it. The risk is not taking the opportunity. The risk is not following through with the plan. The risk is not saying yes. That is where the risk is. Because for things to change, you have to change. For things to get better, you have to get better. I can't emphasize enough how important it is to say yes, stick to it, follow through with the plan, and then you can make a strong decision for yourself if that is something that you love. And if that is something that you want to keep going. But when you first get started going like, I'm in, I'm out, and in, and out. No. 90 days. Do anything for 90 days. And then you can make an educated decision. That's where there's no risk. The risk is in not saying yes. And we're all going to learn from those failures, right? Sometimes people, they get started with me and then they fall off a little bit and then they go, you know what? I remember what Rebecca said, right? For things to change, I have to change. And then they come back. And that's perfect. That's no problem. Everything is timing, but always keep your ears open. Always keep your mindset open. Always keep your mind available for things that are going to be able to change your life. Because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Okay? So let's talk a little bit about maintaining, throughout the fluctuations in like different dynamics, maintaining that courage when things go up and down. Write this down. Stay close to the fire. It's so easy to get discouraged in this world because everybody is a victim. Everybody's like, oh, just listen to your body and how you feel today. And, if you don't feel like it, don't do it. No, that's not going to get you where you want to be. When you don't feel like it, that's when you got to put your big girl pants on and you got to do it anyway because it's going to build the muscle. So many people give themselves an out or an excuse of why they're not doing something because they just don't feel like it. That's not going to build grit. It's not going to build resilience. That's not going to create impact. That's not going to change your family's destiny by just going, oh, I just kind of feel like I just want to, just chill, relax. That's fine. Relax, reset, recharge, refuel, and go again. Okay? That's what's so important is knowing that to keep that courage alive, you have to stay close to the fire. The girls and the guys that do the best working with me for their results, whether it's transformation or whether it is getting business results, the people that message me every day and they say, hey, I got this going on, I got this happening, and this is happening, those are the people that are doing well because they're staying close to my energy. Let me be the energy for you to help you, because otherwise you're going to burn out. And you're a twig. When you first get started, you're a little twig. You've got a tiny little flame and you're just kind of getting a little bit of fire. And what happens is you start to move away from the main fire, and then other people get into your head and self-doubt and all of this stuff. And then you just burn out. And you're just like a wasted little twig that burned out. Rather than staying close, stay close to your mentor, stay close to the fire, stay close to the people who have what you want. That's what I don't understand. I'm like, why would you listen to someone who doesn't even have what you want? Like, that's mental. That literally makes no sense whatsoever. And so one of the big things that I want you to focus on after this is, what is the one thing that you get to do today to make you start? What's the one thing that you get to do today that's going to make you start building that business, to take the leap, and it's going to give you the courage? Just write down what's that first step. And guess what? When I work with people, I give you assignments. I gave you one assignment. You finish that assignment, I give you another one. You do that, I give you another one. If the assignment, you haven't done it, I make the assignment easier. If you crush through assignments, I make it harder. And so everything is done by assignments. You can go as fast as you can go as slow as you want. And if that's something that you're interested in, you're like, Rebecca, I really want to be mentored by you. And I need 3 things from you. Okay? Because I got a lot of people, but I got time for everybody. As long as they're these 3 things. You're willing to do the work, you're hungry, and you're coachable. I already have the proven plan. You got to be coachable. If I give you an assignment to do, it's because it's going to help you get those results that you asked for. I'm not just giving it to you just for shits and giggles. I'm giving it to you because it's going to work. So you do the assignment, you come back, you say, Rebecca, I've done this assignment. Great, I'm going to give you the next assignment. And we go as fast, we go as slow as you want. So I'm going to put a link under this video that talks a little bit more about how to become an ambassador and work with me one-on-one in the nutrition company that I worked for the last 11 years, since 2013. And I'm really excited because our team is on fire right now. We are one of the fastest growing teams in North America. I don't even know about the world, but at least in North America. And we got some serious, amazing things going on. We know what to do. We have the plan. We're getting people incredible results. So if you want to be part of that, if that inspires you and you're like, yeah, I want to be part of something bigger than myself, then check out the video. After the video, you just shoot me a text message. Let me know that you're interested. I'm going to give you my personal telephone number on that video. What other person out there who you might follow on YouTube is giving you their personal telephone number to work with them one-on-one? That's why I love what we do, because we actually make impact. I could just white label a product and I could just stick it up on a website and I say, buy my protein here. And you would never speak to me. You would never be able to get those results that you are looking for personally. But I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to put in the time because I know the difference it's going to make in other people's lives. And yeah, I could just become a millionaire by myself. And I could just have a website and you guys could all order the products from me. And I could just make a whole ton of money. But I don't want to do that. I want to help you. I want to help you get great results. I want to work with you one-on-one. And I want to make sure that you earn income too. So if that inspires you, you're interested, you want to kind of talk a little bit more, then watch that video, book a call with me, and let's get you started. But just remember that taking that first leap doesn't have to be something really huge. It could be the very first assignment. Baby steps, step by step. I'm going to teach you assignment by assignment. All right, well done everybody for showing up for today's It Takes Grit podcast. You know, we are on fire right now. Everything is up, and I'm just so excited for what we are creating. Have an incredible day, and I'll see you on our next episode.